Hi, and welcome back to Volunteer Connection Learning and Training. My name's Nate with Volunteer Services Engagement Specialist for American Red Cross of Idaho and Montana. Today we're going to be going over entering hours and the importance of it and why you should do it. So let's jump right in for entering hours. So right as you log on to your Volunteer Connection page, the very middle widget is going to be Enter Hours. Hours are super important to keep track of so we can ensure that we are actually effectively accomplishing the mission of the Red Cross, as well as making sure that our volunteers get that credit for the volunteer work that they do. So entering hours is super easy to do. You click here, add hours, pretty self-explanatory, and then it gives you the date. Now, the date is important so we can track, make sure your hours are effectively logged for which month you log them in. Now, Megan here actually did complete hours of volunteering. She did 30 minutes. So right here is a big mistake that we've noticed. Anytime you enter hours, if you do 30 minutes, you actually would want to leave hours at 0. And over here, they're in 15-minute increments. You can mark the minutes that you did. Now, in regard to activity name, surprise us. Whichever activity you did, you can keep it simple or keep it busy, completely your call. For Megan here, she actually did some volunteer services work. They were worked hours, and the position was she's a volunteer services support team member. Under comments, you can put specifics of what you did. So she actually followed up on a few emails that we had sent over to her, and then she clicks submit hours. You can, if you have multiple items to submit, click submit and add another, which brings up the same information and you just fill it out again, which is really nice and easy. So I'm going to go ahead and click submit hours. Now, as you hear, down here, there's view graph or view previous hours. Now, let's go ahead and view the graph. As you see here, Megan has actually worked 12 hours, and these are the different hours. As it looks like in April, and then May and June, and it gives you a nice graph. Now, for me, this is hard to understand, hard to see, hard to view. So I actually usually like to go into view previous hours. So viewing previous hours takes you to this page where you can view all the different hours that you have submitted over and into volunteering. Right here on the status, you can see if they're approved or still pending. You can edit. If anything is still pending, you can edit it or delete it if it was put in by a mistake. And then you can view exactly what you put in or what position or volunteer work you did by the information you provided. You just click on view. And right here, it looks like Megan addressed envelopes for our seed packets that will be going out. So look at that, and then you hit cancel, and it takes you back to that main page. The other way I wanted to show you with in regard to doing hours, a lot of people want to keep their hours, keep track for how much volunteer work they've done. So here you can go to your profile. It does take a little bit to load, and then go to engagement information and hours. Right there, you actually have a breakdown of all your hours that you have done, as well as you can submit more hours on this page as well. So a lot of times people, they might ask if you're doing hours for volunteer work for your school, for your job, you can actually come and take a screenshot of this and submit it over saying, here's my information of my hours that I've worked. Again, keep in mind it will say the status if it's been approved or if it's been pending. So hours. Hours are super, super important. Again, I can't stress this enough, but as you log hours, some items are going to be logged for you. It really just depends on the activity. If you've watched any of our previous videos, Edge is now switched over where those hours are now documented for you. Again, keep in mind, always double check. Make sure you get the credit for the hours you volunteer. This includes from when you leave your house to drive to an event. That drive time counts as volunteer hours, as well as any hours you take following up on trainings, following up on emails, checking in with your leads. We want to make sure you get all the credit you can for the hours that you are actually participating in our volunteer work. So thank you so much. If you do have any additional questions, please let us know. Hours, again, is super important to us, so please reach out for any needs or any questions about your volunteer hours. Keep track of any and every hour that you do because we want to make sure you get those credit for any of the volunteer work that you're doing for us here in our wonderful region of Idaho and Montana. If you have any questions, please reach out to idmt.vol@redcross.org. Again, that's Idaho, Montana, so idmt.vol for volunteer at redcross.org. Thank you so much, and you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.